Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Robel, and today I'm gonna be walking you through every steps on how I created this car logo animation in After Effects. And if you want to follow this tutorial, I'm going to put the link down below in the description of the project file, the plugin I used, and all the assets that is involved in this edit. So if you want to follow this tutorial, make sure to check it out. And without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Okay. And we have this clip here, and this is the clip that we are going to work on. And I just trimmed it just to my liking from 4 seconds up to 12. And then I'm going to drag and drop into our main composition. And as you can see, there is a big empty space, so I want to trim the composition. So just go to composition and trim to comp work area. And here now we have a clean slate of to work on. And my PC is lagging a little bit, but it's because it's on full resolution, but I want to keep it that way because I want to track this Lamborghini logo. So you go to tracker, and if you can't find tracker, go to Windows and make sure you take on the tracker, and you will find this window. So go to track motion, and you will have this tracking device here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit like this, and then I'm going to stretch out the boxes so that I want to track this letter O. And the small box we see here is the specific thing we want to track, and the outer box is when it's searching for that specific thing. So be aware of that while you're making a tracking always. So I'm going to adjust it like this and make it a little bit smaller. And yeah, this looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do next is, after you finish setting up your tracking device, just go press Analyze Forward and let After Effects do its thing.
A few moments later.
Okay, now After Effects is finished tracking our footage. And then, as you can see, it made some points, and I'm going to press right click and create a new object. And in the tracker window, press edit target and make sure you select the null part. And also I'm going to rename the null object into tracking points. And after that, also make sure on the edit target, the null layer is selected, and press apply. At apply dimension X and Y, press OK. And then now what we did is we transferred all the tracking data from the footage to the null layer, so that we can use the null layer later on to attach masks and other stuff. Okay, and now we are going to move into separating the logo from the car. So I'm going to duplicate this layer, and I'm going to delete the tracking data from it. And then I'm going to press right click on the duplicated layer, go to time and freeze frame. And what this does is it freezes on this specific frame. So now we can apply our mask using the pen tool. And just select the pen tool and zoom in a little bit so that we have a better view like this, and then trace carefully around the logo like this. After you finish masking, we're going to adjust the mask feather and expansion to better have clean edges of the logo. So if you can see now, we separated the logo from the car. And I'm going to adjust the feather into something like 10. Play with the numbers until you get it right. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit and even refine the mask expansion. I'm going to take it to a little bit into the negative so that it can cut a little bit past the edges to make it smooth. And I'm going to rename the layer into logo, this duplicated freeze frame masked layer. And then now we're going to make a keyframe, press P, and then make the keyframe and turn on the 3D layer too, and pick the whip tool and attach it to the new layer, because now we want it to be tracked. So now as you can see, it's attached to the logo. And now we will start making keyframes. So press this stopwatch button and make a keyframe on the beginning, and at the end move the logo up, and also it will automatically make a keyframe there. So the movement will be something like this, and duplicate this layer 2 times and we will have 3 layers. And press P and select the keyframes you have, copy it and paste it at the end somewhere around there. And as you can see, it's moving up and down. So what we want here is we want the logos to separate. So we are going to zoom in a little bit, zoom out a little bit, and adjust the logos individually to be lower. And somewhere here would be nice. And do it for the first frame too, even moving it lower on the y-axis more. So now it will be separated, it will begin together, and in the y-axis they will have a difference, but the rest is the same. And now I just want to switch the sides, like, so that the upper layer will cover the top. And here we can also rotate on the y-axis or on the x-axis, depending what you want. Here your imagination is the limit. So I just wanted to show you that you can make a keyframe on each axis, and you can make it spin or fly or anything, and just making the keyframe here like this. So take your time while creating these animations. You can come up with more creative stuff while doing this. So I'm gonna delete this keyframes. I just wanted to show you that it's possible. So we can now move on into smoothing out our keyframes. So select everything. As you can see, this is the animation now. So select every logo we have by shift clicking, and then press P to reveal the position keyframe, and select everything and right click into keyframe assistance and easy ease, and then go to the speed graph and smooth out the curves like this. So this will go slower, and then at the end it will have a rapid motion. So it will give it a nice curve. And let's check it once again, and it looks good, and I like it. So, yeah, and now we will move on to the Saber effect. To do the Saber effect, we have to find a position where to put the effect. Somewhere around at the end of the animation would work fine. So duplicate the original layer we have and move it up there and cut it to the position where you only want to see the Saber effect. So go after a few frames and then cut it also from the end, so that we will have we will apply the Saber effect only in this layer. Okay, cut it like this, and this one looks good. So, and I'm going to rename the layer into Saber effect or something, and then now we have the layer to work on. So the next step is going to be applying a mask path on the logo, because we want the Saber effect to be applied on the logo. So just zoom in a little bit, pick your pen tool and draw the path that the Saber effect will be applied on. So just trace your logo and just keep making the mask. Okay, now we finished setting up the mask, and if you right click on the mask, you can find the track mask, and then you'll find a window here, and on the position, scale, and rotation, we're going to track this mask. So just press forward and it will track our mask position, and also track backward. And now we have a fully tracked logo with a path and mask on. So now we will apply the Saber effect. You can also go to your effect and preset panels and search for Saber after you install it, and you will find it, and just apply it to the layer. So in the Saber effect, there are a couple of effects we want to change to the render settings, and in the composite settings turn it into transparent, and also in the customize core change to the core type from Saber to layer mask, so that now as you can see it's applied on our logo, the Saber effect. So we can also choose which type of Saber effect we want to put in. We have a different choice to make. You can choose whichever fits to your liking, but here I think I chose the energy one, or we can try the ghost maybe, or the fire. Depends on what you want, and just try to play around with this settings. And the last thing, also we should after we choose whichever preset we want the glow to be, then we will move on to the customize core, and we can adjust how the animation would look by adjusting the start size, the mask evolution, the start offset, and the end size. Just play around with the numbers till you get it the way you want to look. And I've applied this preset, and our Saber animation looks good. And also I'm going to adjust the keyframes to just fit to that timeline, and also just playing around with the numbers. But the main thing here is adjusting the start size, the mask evolution, the start offset, and the end size. And also I want to put an opacity keyframe on the Saber effect, so that we have a fade in effect from 0 up to 100, and just put on the keyframes, ease them out, and then the animation will have a better look. And one thing I forgot is also to put on motion blur on the logo's animation. Then we will have even smoother animation, and also on the Saber effect. So the last part we're going to do is this zoom in effect. It's really easy to do, as you can see. We just have to repeat some layers. So the first thing we're going to do is create a camera. So right click, new, create a camera. The default settings should be enough. So just create the camera, and after you create the camera, duplicate the original layer also, and then Control Shift D to delete it on that line, and also delete the previous on the timeline. And also we will have this layer to work with. So after that, I'm going to rename it to, let's say, Zoom. And after renaming it, and another thing we're going to need is the logo itself. So we already masked it out. So I'm going to duplicate one of the logos, rename it to logo door or something, and then trim it to the last few frames we have. And we also don't want the other logos to interfere with this animation, so I'm going to trim them also. So we will only be working on the zoom layer and also on the logo. If we press P, we already made some positions, so we don't want that. Just press the stopwatch button, and then it will delete all the keyframes. I'm going to make a new keyframe here. If you press Z. On the Z rotation, just make a keyframe somewhere in the middle here and try to rotate it. But as you can see, there is a problem here with our anchor point, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and we will adjust the anchor point using the pan behind tool or the anchor point tool. Just select that one and drag it to the bottom of the logo so that our rotation will start from this anchor point. And once we did that, we're going to turn on the rotation on the Z axis, and our animation will be smooth like this. And another thing we want to do is, as you can see, we can't see the mask here. There's no empty space behind the logo, so we have to cut it out. So we will do the same what we did with the track mask here. Just trace the logo here roughly and make a mask. And after you make the mask, open up your layer on the mask layer and track it again. Right click, track mask, and then also track back forward and backward too, because we started on the middle of the layer. So after our track is masked, as you can see, it's cut out, but I want to adjust the feather and also the mask expansion to have a better view of the mask. And we am going to adjust the logo to the empty space. I'm adjusting the scale and also trim the original layer at the bottom so that we have an empty space. So this is what it looks like right now. After the Saber effect, we have an empty space. So now on the zoom layer, go and duplicate the zoom layer, let's say 4 times, and turn on the 3D layer for all of the zoom layers, and also the motion blur. And what we're going to do here is go to the 2 views, one at the top and the other one on the front camera, and push each of the zoom layer backward on the Z axis until we see some edges of them. And also after you push it, try to rotate it on the X layer, not just to give it like a tunnel or a porter type of effect. So adjust it like this and do this for all of them, for all of the zoom layers we have. Okay, and I'm adjusting the rotations and on the Z axis. After we do that, as you can see, our logo opens and it created an opening, a portal for it. So here on our camera, make a keyframe on all of the rotations and the position, and go after few frames. And if you press C here, you can change the tools of the camera. And after you get this tool, just drag your camera like this, and we will go inside the portal we made, and just zoom in and even add a little bit of rotation to the camera so that we have a better effect. And as you can see, after the logo opens, we will zoom through the car logo in the opening space, select all the keyframes, ease them out, and also adjust the speed graph, just like what we did previously. And then our animation just looks good. And the last thing we want to do is add another footage behind the opening, and we're done with our effect. So this is what I have for today, and if you enjoyed this video and you got some value out of it, make sure to like and subscribe. That would mean the world to me. And I'll see you guys in a different video with a different topic, and till then, see you. Bye.